it's me Fida, your host for today's episode of One Direction series, Harry's and Zayn's Edition. So, we're gonna do this all day long and we're gonna talk about our favorite boy band in this world, One Direction. But this episode is kinda special because we're gonna talk about these two phenomenal person, Harry and Zayn, about their solo career. So, I've invited a guest, which is an expert. I like to call her expert because she's been working very closely to both of these celebrities, and we would like to discuss on her experience working closely to Zayn and Harry. Okay, let's welcome our guest for today, Miss Karen. Hi, Miss Karen. How are you? Okay, let's not waste our time. Let's just go to the introduction first. Okay, can I know your name? Oh, I already know your name. Sorry, I'm just nervous. Okay, Miss Karen. How well do you know Harry and Zayn? I mean, I know them very well too because I read a lot about them. So, what makes you different from me as an expert? Can you tell me more? Hi Fida, so I'm the guest for this expert series of One Direction edition. I'm not gonna say I'm the expert, but I know them quite well, and I'm gonna say they're just my friends, and we going we just kind of vibe together, and I think it is an advantage for me because I can make it as my career as I am a personal assistant to Zayn's studio label. Means like I get to know what he's up to. His music gonna release next? When is album gonna finish up soon? So I don't think I'm an expert. I'm just happen to be in that situation and being able to share it with you guys. That's all. Oh, that's the case then. Okay, before we going through in a bit detail, I'm gonna tell our audience about what we're going to do today. As you all know, for this edition, we're going to do discussion on how Harry's and Zayn's solo career affected all so much, and how the music's going on, and what's the difference of Zayn's and Harry's music, and how we as a fans appreciate it. Because for me, we have to talk about their music. Their music is so much different from the band's music genre, because the bands tends to have the, like, I'm gonna say your girls vibe, like I'm gonna make you mine, like something like a boy, like a girl's dream of having a boy in their life. So for this episode, we're going to discuss on how Harris and Zayn's develop into a young man and a matured man with their music. Okay, Miss Karen, just now you said that you're personal assistant to studio label or record label, but how do you know so well about Harry just now? You said, right? Because I want to, so just give me a chance first. I know, Fida, no. Um, it's okay. You can get your chance later on. It's okay. Just be patient. Don't worry about it. You're gonna come around. Also, okay, let's talk about Harry just now. I'll get a chance to personally know Harry because I've been to one of his concert, and it happens to be that his manager knows me from the label because I think we're neighbor, and he kinda I'm gonna say that his manager is my acquaintance. So we just and then Harris just gotta ask, oh, who's this? Who's this love? Where are you from, love? That's kinda Harry vibe. You just gonna and so yeah, that's from I know Harry. And we're going to talk about his solo career, right? So I'm just gonna let you go through it. Oh, okay, that's the case. So, okay, the question. Okay, we're going straight to the question because we are so curious as a fan. Okay, I want to know how Harry's being as a soloist. Do you think that he's great, or he just meh, okay, just because he's from One Direction, then everyone should be like hyping on it, or you really think that he's very talented and should be looked up to? What do you think? Oh, as for me personally, I've heard all of his album from from the debut album, The Sign of the Times, and to the newest album, Fine Line. I think for me, both albums are phenomenal. I tell ya, phenomenal. And this is from me. You heard from me. You can trust me because, as I said just now, I am a personal assistant at studio record label. So I've been hearing numerous music, kind of music genre. You name it. I've heard it all from various artists. So when I heard a good one, I know that's a good one. When I heard a good music, I know that damn, I'm gonna like this a lot. I'm gonna hear this album like for a whole month or for a whole 2 weeks. You never know. Because when I heard a music that is so pure and good, I'm gonna listen it for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks long on repeat. You can trust me, really. So as what I'm saying, I don't think Harry's being hyped by the fans, not because he's just like, oh, it's Harry from One Direction, right? The boy band that has won many awards, I think. That's why he's become popular. He's not very talented, I think. No, that's not the case. I think if you are really a directioner, you know that Harris is a very talented person, multi-talented, if I can say, because he's been an actor in a movie called Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan. It's okay. We got back to that later on. So we're gonna talk about his music career first. Okay. As I said, Harris is not just a person who is from a popular boy band. He's actually a singer, a talented singer that should be hype, that should be on people's favorite list. I really emphasize on that. You should really appreciate a talent from a person that is working very hard and making music from his own heart, from his own experience. As you know, Fine Line album is inspired from his breakup experience because recently in last year he broke up with his ex-girlfriend, and he took inspiration from that and make us a good music. So when I heard his song, I can really feel what he's wanna tell us. What does he feel? How does he move on from that? What makes him a human? I mean, he is still a human. Even though he is popular, I mean, cool, kind, nice, he's just a human who has this, you know, soft feelings. So from his album, I can really know what kind of person he is, and I think that's what makes me um, fan him more. I mean, like him more because makes us feel closer to him. Yeah, I think I talk enough. Wow. Okay, that's a very good explanation, I must say. I really think that's a very honest opinion from yourself, and what makes this episode being likable by most of the One Direction's fans is because most of the invited guests that we have here is a fan of One Direction itself. So I think we are relatable to each other, I must say. Thank you for the opinion. Let's move on to the next question. For our second session today, the second person that we must discuss for today is Zayn Malik. As a personal, as you are working under him, not personally under him, but under his label, what do you exactly think about Zayn? Is the rumors true about him? I mean, is he very isolating himself from others? Is he really does not care about his fans? I mean, we are all here supporting him. What do you think? Just give us something to, cheer up ourselves. He's always in hiatus mode. We cannot find him anywhere. We only we only waiting for him updating his Instagram day by day, and anticipating for his album year after year. The way that we can get closest to him is through paparazzi. Um, I mean, paparazzi is our best friends now. You know, without paparazzi, I don't know. I can live without seeing Zayn's photo. Okay, what do you think about Zayn's character, and how does that affects his solo career? Okay, wow. That's a very intimidating question. As for me, I would say that I mean, he's getting a lot of judgment from others. I know, but that's because it's his character. I mean, it's his personality. We cannot change someone's personality simply, because it's being attached to ourselves. I think I know why you decide to do this series between Zayn and Harry is because they both have very different personality of others. Harry is a very like cheer up person, cheerful, extrovert, and Zayn is otherwise. But if you look it closely, Zayn is actually a pretty decent and kindest person I've ever known in my life. He doesn't care about what people think about him. He just want to live his own life with his girlfriend Gigi, and with his dog, with his cats. I mean, living a simple life, living a normal life. That's what he wants to be, and of course, his passion for music. I mean, he just want to make music and live a simple life without having to go on a tour, without having to performing. He hates performing. There's a person that who likes to do music not to get the attention, but because the passion. They love to see people listens to their music, enjoying their music, and that's it. And that's what they want to do. I think I've given my opinion enough about his style. I think that's up to his decisions. It's his life. And okay, jump to the music career. Personally, I think his album was also phenomenal as Harry's. It's because his album is full of emotion. Like it's something that you can relate to. I mean, these boys are talented. They make music that is so relatable to us. That is sometimes I feel like I can feel that. I never thought that I needed this kind of music in my life. All I can say is from the beginning of his career, Zayn has been astonishing. I mean, he's been really talented, very look up to singer. I mean, regarding his solo career, I don't think anyone can question that, because that's what he meant to be. Like he meant to be a soloist. This is probably my personal opinion. I think that being in One Direction, Zayn has been overshadowed by others. I mean, you have 5 members in a band. You have to give, the lyrics or the songs. You have to divide it fairly between the 5 members, and you cannot expose or express your talent individually. Therefore, him being a soloist is something that I really support 100%. If you just listen to his album, we able to hear his vocal that we never thought that we could hear from One Direction. I know he knows what his vocal strengths is at, and what kind of note that he wants to reach, and what kind of note that he wants to do it low, and adjust to that. And yeah, I really think he's great as a soloist. Okay, that's a really great explanation, and it's exactly what we as a fan need to hear at this moment. Okay, I think that's all for today's episode. Thank you, Miss Karen, for all the information that you give to us, and uh, an opinion that I think it really suits us on the inside. I mean, that's what I really need just now as a directioner. I really thank you for that, and thank you for sharing your experience with us. We'll see you soon in next session of One Direction series.